Hello everyone, this is Tate the lawn cutting and rail fending musician. Here I am at the fish tank. Yes, listen to that aerator sound. Well, it's not just an fish tank or aerator video, but I've been researching a lot about the whole cyan, magenta, and RGB. Yes, the RGB light is on, but what I want to do is test something. What happens when you look at magenta, which is this color, and then go from magenta to cyan? Now, on camera, so if I go red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, cyan. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those bubbles coming out of the aerator. That's great. It actually looks really good under the cyan. Back to what we were talking about earlier. So this yellow, now if you look at yellow and then go to cyan, like you actually get more of a blue. That's another thing I want to talk about. Here's sorry, I'm starting a bit. So like going from magenta to cyan, because you know magenta's opposite is green. And cyan is a complement of red. And when you add red light to cyan, you get white. Now another cool thing is Stygian. Well, you can't really do Stygian on here, but I'm going to do self-luminous colors. So I'm still going to look at the tank. I'm going to put on yellow. That's yellow. Sorry if there's people in the background, YouTube. I know I'm trying to do this video. So let's just look at yellow, and now I'm gonna click white. And I know you can't make it out on camera, but if you actually do stare at white and you do stare at yellow and look at white, you actually end up getting self-luminous blue. So if I look at white without looking at it on the camera, I know it does not appear well on camera, but if you actually do look at it, if you stare at yellow light for a long time, and then change it to white, it actually does turn out to be a self-luminous blue. Same thing happens when you go from magenta to cyan. You look at magenta, and then you go to cyan. Also happens when you look at yellow and cyan, because you're basically switching from, you still have the green light, but you're switching from the red and green to the blue and green, which is cyan. Same thing happens when you go from magenta to cyan, because when you look at it, you're basically switching from the red to the green. You still have the blue and the magenta. I know you can't make it out on camera, but let me aim down more into the tank. Let's see. Let's get a better view of it right here. Alright, so this is magenta. I know it's hard to make that on camera, but it's magenta in real life. And I'm going to switch it to cyan. Oh yeah, you might actually see it a little bit. It looks more green on the camera, but it actually is a cyan in real life. Let's see what it looks like on the top. I think you'll be able to see that. I think y'all might be able to see it better if I do it on the top. Alright, let me just aim that down a little more. So there's cyan, magenta, which it actually looks more, it actually is magenta on the camera, but it looks more red, but it actually is magenta in real life. Then we go back to cyan. Same thing happens when you go from red. You go from red to cyan. You switch back from those two. Or red and blue. Red, blue. It actually looks more brighter when you do red. This kind of red, more orange-like, and then go to blue. Orange, blue. Same thing with yellow, and we do yellow. Okay, now we can actually get a good view of these colors. So let's view it from this side. I'm actually going to put it down here. That way y'all can see a little bit better. No, I'll actually just do it up like this. So there's yellow. That way y'all can also get a look at that bubbling water in the fish tank from the aerator. So that's yellow. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Now you can actually see the self-luminous. It's not, you can't really make it out on camera, but it is a self-luminous white. Or I should say it's actually a self-luminous blue. Because if you look at it in real life, if you look at yellow in real life, the bright yellow, and then you look at then I turn it to white, you stare at yellow for a long time. It actually is a self-luminous blue. And it's the same thing with the cyan and the magenta. You look at the magenta, and then you go to cyan. It's not like what you would see in real life. On the camera, you go from magenta to cyan, and it looks more green. But in real life, you actually see the colors for what they actually are. So that is the fish tank and the cyan and magenta. I'm going to do a red, green, and blue cycle for y'all. It has an auto cycle, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to select the colors. So, red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, cyan. Alright, okay, now thinking about it, angling the camera might actually have something to do with it too. So if you angle the camera a bit, it'll actually do cyan. It'll do the colors as they are in real life. So this is State the Lawn Cutting and Rail Fending Musician. Thank you guys for watching.